Hey everybody, it's your boy McFly here, and today I have for you a brand new series which I am calling All in Form. As you can probably tell, the premise of this series is going to be showcasing all in form players, and I'll be giving you guys some tips and reviews on each player. So if you want to pick up one of these players, then you'll know ahead of time kind of what to expect. So, first off, we have Thierry Henry. His pros would be that he is a clinical finisher. He finds a way to get open in the box. And, overall, he makes most of the shots that he takes. His cons would be that he lacks pace. He's only about 78 pace, not the fastest. And also that he tends to miss a lot of headers. He's not an aerial threat. So if you cross the ball to him in the box, you need to find a way to get to his feet and not his head. Next, we have Gignac, and he is a good shooter from long distance, but his con would be that he does not really get open that easily, and he can't really dribble the ball that well. So he's an okay striker, but honestly, I've used a lot better strikers than him, especially when it comes to informs. Next would be Osvaldo. And to be honest, guys, he has no pros. He has nothing that stands out about him. It's really just all cons. He can't really shoot well. He can't pass well. He can't dribble well. And he definitely does not go back on defense well. So really just stay away from Osvaldo unless you were some big Roma fan or something. Or he's just a must-have for you. Just stay away from him. There's much better players on the inform market. Next up, we have Inler, and Inler is a very solid midfielder. He passes the ball well. He gets back on defense well. His con would be that he really lacks an offensive game, so if you're trying to score goals with Inler, you might have to take a good amount of shots before you get one to go in. Next up is Hamsik, and Hamsik definitely plays well offensively. He's a good passer, good playmaker. He shoots the ball very well. His only con would be that he does not really get back on defense very well. Also, his stamina towards the end of games tends to go down a lot. So, he tends to be tired towards the end of games and not very fast at all. Moving on to Montolivo. Montolivo is a great passer, a great playmaker. His only downside is that he lacks pace and is not strong in the midfield, does get bullied off the ball a lot. Moving to the back, we have Kolarov, who has a great shot, obviously, for a left back. He's a great passer, and obviously, if you guys have seen, his free kicking, in games lately, he has a great free kick accuracy. And really, his only downside is that he's a little slow getting back on D. He's only like 72 pace or something like that. So, not the fastest defender, especially on a left back. Now, Hangeland, speaking of lacking pace, Hangeland definitely lacks pace. He's very slow. But I will say that he's probably one of the better aerial defenders in the game. If you cross the ball into the box, Hangeland is going to win the headers like 99% of the time. I mean, he's 6'5", he's strong, and he can jump. So, he's really not going to lose out on too many headers. Now, moving to Colaccini. Colaccini is basically a pit bull on defense. He's basically like a Puyol Jr., if you will. He's just great, defensively. He has actually a really good header as well. And really his only con, again, is that he's, lacks a little bit of pace. He's only like 62 pace or something like that. So, not the fastest center back. And now at right back, we do have Ivanovic, and he is a very solid defender. A couple of cons on him, though, is that he's a bad passer. I don't know really why, but, he would turn the ball over a lot. He would make poor passes, poor crosses from the right back position. And really, I don't really see too much of an upside on him. Really, the only reason I would really buy Ivanovic is if you really like Chelsea, or you really need like a Premier League right back in form. And now finally, last but not least, we had Adler in goal. And he is, and I'm not joking, probably the best goalie I've used in the game, period. You're going to see some highlights of him coming up when I start showing you guys the highlights, and it is no joke. I mean, he has no cons that I can find. He's just a great goalie. Very reliable at the back, and honestly, I think he was the best player I had on this whole team. And now moving on to the highlights. And basically what you're going to see in these highlights is I try to spotlight each player. And so they're not just all goal highlights. So there's different kind of highlights, passing, defending. I have highlights of Adler making great saves, as well as obviously some goals in here. And now, while you guys are watching the highlights of some games that I played with this all-informed team, I'll give you, I guess, my final verdict on them. I'll basically say that if I had to do it again, I would definitely build a different informed team. Mostly, well, there's a couple of problems with this team. First of all, the defense was just lacking in pace like crazy. I mean, people would just pace whore me basically all game. I came up against a team that had like a Dyer, a Scott Sinclair, and a Marco Royce, I believe. I mean, there's like 3 guys that had like 90 pace at the front. And, my center backs had a field day with that one, as you can imagine. Also, besides the fact that the whole team basically lacked pace, was the fact that they were just a little bit out of chemistry. I mean, I tried to get the best chemistry I could with the team, but I can definitely see that as a problem going forward with most of these informed teams that I'm going to build. Mostly because obviously there's just all informs from different countries, different leagues, and I try to kind of put an all England, all Premier League back line, an all Serie A midfield, and kind of like a French connection at the front. But even with that, the most chemistry I could really build was 80, 82. So chemistry is always going to be a problem. Another problem with this team specifically was that the whole team pretty much lacked stamina. I mean, late in the game, in like the 75th minute or something like that, my team could just not get anything going, mostly because they were just like walking out there on the field. I mean, literally walking. I mean, I would just have to try to like skill by people or, make good passes to get by people, because this team just would run out of juice at the end, and there was just nothing I could do but try to, work my way around and try to hold on to a lead if I had a lead. That was the other problem. We would, always kind of give up the game-winning goals like at the end of the games, just because we just could not keep up with the other team anymore. So with all that being said, I'm going to say my final verdict for this episode of All in Form is I would give this team a 6.5 out of 10. Mostly because they had some serious pace issues, as well as overall I just did not like using this team very much. I mean, there was just nothing that great about them. When I was putting them together, I thought that they were going to be, a really beast team. But honestly, I just was not that impressed with this team overall. So yeah, 6.5 out of 10. You can do yourself a favor, though. Go pick up Adler. He's a really good German goalie, and, he was probably the best player. If I had to pick the best player on this team, it would have been Adler in the goal. And that's going to do it for this episode of All in Forms. So if you guys could please, like this video and comment. I'd like to hear some, good feedback from you guys. And I just want to thank you guys. I'm now over, 200 subscribers now. And so I just want to keep the momentum going, keep spreading the word. And, hopefully just I'll keep getting more subscribers, and I'll be able to put out, a lot more content for you guys. And as always, guys, this is your boy McFly, and I'll see you in the future. Thanks for watching.